Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we have an exciting topic for all the business analysts and product owners out there. We'll be discussing how to write good user stories. User stories are a vital part of agile development, as they help capture requirements from the user's perspective. So, let's dive right in and learn how to write impactful user stories. Before we begin, let's ensure we have a clear understanding of what user stories are and why they matter. User stories are concise descriptions of a feature or functionality, written from the perspective of an end user. They focus on capturing who, what, and why to convey requirements effectively. Now, let's move on to the step-by-step process of writing good user stories. A user story is a short, simple description of a feature told from the perspective of the person who desires the new capability, usually a user or customer of the system. User stories typically follow a simple template. As I want so that. Nowadays, user stories might just as easily be stored in a Jira issue or Trello board. Don't let the fact that a user story exists in a tool make you any less willing to discard stories when they are no longer needed. In most interviews ask that what is a good user story, so let's see that what is that. 1. What is a good user story? 1. User-Centric. A good user story focuses on the user, representing their perspective, needs, and goals. It clearly identifies the user or persona involved. 2. Clear and concise. The user story should be brief and easy to understand. It should avoid unnecessary details and technical jargon while conveying the essential information. 3. Independent and valuable. A user story should deliver value on its own and be independent of other stories. It should be able to be implemented and tested independently, providing a meaningful outcome for the user. 4. Actionable. The user story should describe a specific action or functionality that the user wants to perform. It should be actionable and provide a clear understanding of what needs to be developed or implemented. 5. Testable. A good user story includes acceptance criteria that define the conditions under which the story can be considered complete and functioning as intended. These criteria help in testing and validating the implementation. 6. Estimable. The user story should be reasonably estimable, allowing the development team to assess the effort and complexity involved in implementing it. 7. Prioritized. User stories should be appropriately prioritized based on their importance and value to the user and the business. This helps guide the development process and ensures that the most valuable features are addressed first. 8. Negotiable. User stories should be open to discussion and collaboration between stakeholders, product owners, and development teams. This flexibility allows for refinement and adaptation during the development process. Remember, a good user story is a living document that evolves over time. It should be revisited and refined as new insights and feedback emerge throughout the project. How to write a user story? Writing a user story involves a structured approach to capture the requirements from the user's perspective. Here is a step-by-step guide on how to write a user story. 1. Identify the user and their role. Start by identifying the user or persona for whom you are writing the user story. Clearly define their role or job title within the context of the system or product. 2. Define the user's goal or need. Understand the user's objective or need that the user story aims to address. What problem are they trying to solve or what outcome are they seeking to achieve? 3. Describe the action or functionality. Articulate the specific action or functionality that the user wants to perform to fulfill their goal or need. Use clear and concise language to describe the desired behavior or interaction. 4. Specify acceptance criteria. Define the acceptance criteria that determine when the user story is considered complete and satisfies the user's requirements. These criteria should be measurable and provide clear conditions of satisfaction. 5. Prioritize the user story. Assess the importance and value of the user story in relation to other stories. Prioritize it based on the user's needs, business goals, and project constraints. 6. Refine and iterate. Collaborate with stakeholders and development teams to refine the user story. Gather feedback, clarify any ambiguities, and make necessary adjustments to ensure a shared understanding. 7. Keep user stories independent. Ensure that each user story can stand alone and deliver value independently. Avoid creating dependencies between stories to allow for flexibility and incremental development. Remember, user stories are not meant to capture all the detailed requirements but rather serve as a starting point for conversations and collaboration with stakeholders and development teams. They should be concise, focused, and continually refined throughout the project lifecycle. User story template. When writing a user story, remember that user stories follow a standard template. As a user role, I want action, functionality, so that benefit, value. Let's break down each component of the template. As a user role, this component identifies the user or persona for whom the user story is being written. It describes the specific role or job title of the user who will interact with the system or product. I want action, functionality. Here, you specify the action or functionality that the user desires or needs. It should be a clear and concise statement that captures what the user wants to accomplish or perform. So that, benefit, value, this component explains the benefit or value that the user expects to derive from the action or functionality described. It provides context and reasoning behind the user's need, highlighting the underlying goal or desired outcome. By using this template, you can structure your user stories consistently and effectively communicate the user's requirements and intentions to the development team. Here's an example to illustrate the template. As a customer, I want to be able to track my orders in real time, so that I can stay updated on the delivery status and plan accordingly. When are user stories written? User stories are typically written and refined during the early stages of the project, specifically during the requirements gathering and analysis phase. They are an integral part of agile development methodologies, such as Scrum and Kanban. It's important to note that user stories are not a one-time activity but rather a continuous process throughout the project. As the project progresses, user stories may be revised, reprioritized, or new stories may be added based on changing requirements or evolving understanding of user needs. The collaborative nature of user story writing ensures that all stakeholders have a shared understanding of the project's requirements and goals, and it allows for flexibility and adaptation as the project progresses. And there you have it. We hope these user stories information video have provided valuable insights into the world of business analysis. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section below, and we'll be glad to assist you. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.